Hello there, this is the Shadow Ranger, and this is my review of NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood for March 11th, 2011. We start off this week with a word from Austin Aries.
What a show we're going to have for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Why, you ask? Because me, A-Double, is in the main event, the only place I belong. Tonight, you see, it's match 3. Scorpio Sky versus Austin Aries. Scorpio Sky, the first time around, I underestimated you. I got a little cocky, and you slipped one on me. Match 2, I showed you exactly why I am the greatest man that ever lived. I dismantled you, I took you apart piece by piece, and I left you laying in that ring hobbled with one leg. So now tonight, match 3. This is a big match. This is the turning point in the series, you see, because whoever wins this one is going to have the advantage. But I already have the advantage. Not only because I'm the greatest man that ever lived, not only because I'm an international superstar, holding world championships everywhere I go, but because tonight, Scorpio Sky, I have 2 legs, and you've got 1. And when it's all said and done, it's going to be A-Double, 2, Scorpio Sky, 1.
Our first match is Ray Rosas versus Ryan Taylor. Ryan Taylor is another person that I'm seeing for the first time. Gotta admit, that's one thing I really like about this show. Just every week I see a wrestler that I've never seen before. I like what I saw from him. He was good in the ring. He had a lot of spunk. He seems very charismatic, like somebody the crowd will really easily get behind. I also liked his finisher too. Not a whole lot to say about the match, but Ryan Taylor gets the win in his first match, and unlike some others in the past, he was ready for Ray Rose's sneak attacks. Check it out.
Roses seem more on edge than ever tonight. He's really flustered.
Ryan Taylor drives him down with that neck breaker.
Well, and he's got reason to be flustered now.
Maybe his attention was turned. Maybe Ryan Taylor is just that good. But a huge victory in Ryan Taylor's debut over Ray Rosas.
Wow, Ryan Taylor is really going to be someone to watch here on NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Oh, you talked about Candice LeRae and her impressive debut. I think that Taylor certainly matched that, but watch out here. We know what might be coming.
But you know what? Ryan Taylor, for as good of a professional wrestler he is, he's a highly intelligent human being. And I guarantee he watched some tape of Ray Rosas. He watched his tape of Ray Rosas. He had him well scouted in the match and after the match. And instead of getting kicked low, Ryan Taylor kicks Ray Rosas high with that high roundhouse kick. Just catching Ray Rosas in the back of the brain.
I'll tell you, call Excalibur Karnak. You mentioned it. Rosas likes that groin kick. Taylor loves the roundhouse, and he connected it. More to come.
Next up, we have the Heritage Tag Team Champions, Shawn Ricker and Brian Cage, Natural Selection.
Must have some of the best publicity team I've ever seen. Huh? Because I actually read somewhere that supposedly we are avoiding them. Well, boys, you want to make noise? Make noise, because the fact is, your time has come, your time is gone. You couldn't hold on to the tag team titles. Not because you weren't able, but because we wouldn't let you.
You see, you rock this, you're not better than us. You never were, and you never will be. See, the multi-move Paragon, the gravy passing daddy, we're the all-around best. From in the ring to on this mic, we're knocking them out and owning that spotlight. And that's why tonight we're issuing another open invitation to all the teams in NWA.
nephew, Rock This Monsters. You see, natural selection has done exactly what we said we were going to do when we walked into NWA Hollywood 5 months ago. The multi-move paragon has been tying idiots in knots. Rick the Roller has been passing gravy all night. And we both ride with Tag Team Gold because we're the champions. And what it comes down to is tonight, we're having the second natural selection invitational, which means if any of those teams back there have any tingle in their loins, they'll come out and give a challenge to the champs. But let me give you a tip, guys. Go back, make sure you stock up on Pepto-Bismol, take all the restroom trips you need, because when those butterflies start rumbling, it's going to take all you got not to drop a chocolate chunk in your shorts as you're systemically deselected.
I still fail to see how it can be considered an open challenge if you exclude the #1 contenders, the Rock Ness Monsters. But here comes Young Hollywood. They're going to take up the challenge of natural selection.
Young Hollywood, these two kids undefeated here in NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I dare say these two gentlemen, Todd Chandler and Brandon Parker, they are streets ahead.
We have ourselves a title match, Natural Selection versus Young Hollywood, and they actually put their names up as Young Hollywood this time, so that's what I'm going with, is their official tag team name for Todd Chandler and Brandon Parker. It's about time they got a title shot. I mean, the only undefeated team on this show, and they don't get a title shot until it's an open challenge. That's kind of odd. What was interesting about this match is the circumstances. You have Young Hollywood, an undefeated team, and they're also official #1 contenders, Rock Ness Monsters. And watching this match, it just made me realize I'd like to see Rock Ness Monsters versus Young Hollywood. I bet that would be a very fun match to watch. The match itself was pretty fun, and the end comes with some tomfoolery by the Rock Ness Monsters.
Parker very nearly rolled up Rickers from behind, but Rickers, he kicked out and he just destroyed Brandon Parker with that lariat. Now the champions turning their attention to the #1 contenders, leaving Brandon Parker isolated in the ring. Todd Chandler on the outside.
The champions are chasing the Rock Ness Monsters. The champions really taken off their game. The referee is counting. He's up to 7 here. Natural Selection nowhere near the ring. And wow, the champions lose this one to Young Hollywood. That's a big story, but maybe the bigger story, a championship can only change hands by pinfall or submission. Let's go to Angelo Trinidad.
Winners as a result of the countdown, Todd Chandler and Brandon Parker.
A huge victory for Chandler and Parker. Not the victory that they were looking for, but a victory over the champions nonetheless. It doesn't win them the Heritage titles, but it does maintain their undefeated record.
Young Hollywood remains unblemished in the record books. A win over the champions, and I gotta think it's only a matter of time. If they can keep this momentum going, that they'll have another shot at the goal.
I think this is a huge learning experience for this young team. If they do get another crack at the champions, we could see a Young Hollywood victory, but this time by a pinfall or submission, and new Heritage champions.
You know, I'm wondering where this ending leaves Young Hollywood. You know, they're still undefeated, and they just got a win over the champions. I mean, those two things alone makes me feel like they should get a title shot before the Rock Ness Monsters. I'd like to see a 3-way for the belts. Next up, we get on tap with James Morgan, and he's interviewing the mirror image Ricky Mandel. Long story short, Ricky Mandel basically says he hates masked wrestlers, wants to unmask them all, and he challenges any masked wrestler to come and face him right now. His challenge is accepted, and we get the mirror image Ricky Mandel versus Sindarin. I wonder what Sindarin means. If anybody knows, let me know. The match wasn't much. This was my first time seeing Sindarin, but he didn't really impress me. But considering that the matches on this show have to be or forced to be pretty short, he didn't really get a whole lot of time to impress me. Hopefully I'll get to see him again and we can really form more of an opinion on him. Ricky gets a quick win and tries to unmask Sindarin.
Mandel has not been on the offense for quite a while here. Mandel sends him into the corner. Look out. Connects with the man delivery. Don't know if he got all of it. Wasn't enough. Yes.
He did. It found its mark. I mean, that just goes to show you the power his feet possess. Even if it doesn't hit him flush, it's still enough to knock out a competitor and pick up the victory for Ricky Mandel.
Might have caught him on the temple there, put him out with that, but wait a second.
This is the real story.
Yeah.
What is he going to do next?
Oh, I think we can guess, and the people at home know he's not done yet. He's got another masked wrestler in a compromising position. And I think he's going to go for the five-finger discount.
Mandel demasking Cinder and oh, look at this! SoCal Crazy hits the ring. A couple weeks ago I talked about that unspoken brotherhood between masked wrestlers. SoCal Crazy and Cinder, and they don't even speak the same language, Spanish and Portuguese, but they know that they have to watch out for one another, especially when somebody like Ricky Mandel is stomping around.
SoCal Crazy has seen enough, he has heard enough from the mirror image, and he is ready to do something about it.
I'm liking Ricky Mandel more and more every time I see him, and I'm wondering how far they're going to go with this I Hate Luchadors gimmick. It's pretty clear from what happened, his next match and possibly first feud will be against SoCal Crazy, but I wonder if they're going to do any matches where like somebody actually, a luchador actually puts their mask on the line against him. Maybe my mask versus your mirror image belt or something. Again, belt with a title belt with a mirror on it, that's just genius. I love that. Surprisingly, it's main event time. This is going to be match 3 of their series, Scorpio Sky versus Austin Aries. Wow, this review is going to be really short. Anyway, I'm going to upload this match to YouTube because it was really good. I'm just going to say that I really liked it and I really enjoyed watching it, and I think you will too. And I'll just let the match speak for itself. I'll say on a side note that I really hate Austin Aries' theme music though. I think the music is okay, but the lyrics to the song are just kind of dull and boring. So this is just going to be a very short review of the episode. There really wasn't a whole lot to say about it. This episode was it was just okay. It wasn't bad, but it just didn't have any of the things that I like. There's no Willie Mack, no Buggy, no Adam Pearce, no Johnny LaQuasto. I don't think Johnny LaQuasto was anywhere in the episode. I guess none of my favorite things about this show were in the episode this week, so it just felt kind of flat for me. I actually already have the next episode downloaded, and I'm probably going to watch that either now or later today, so I'll try to be back with the next review before a week. The main event of the show was good, but everything else just felt kind of dull. It just felt like it was just there. And let me ask some questions. They haven't even said anything about the upcoming title matches. I mean, we have official number 1 contenders for both the tag team titles and the world heavyweight title, and they've yet to mention when those title matches are going to be. I thought we'd have gotten at least one of them by now. I'm gonna leave the episode short here. The match, the show wasn't bad, but I hope the next episode is better. So, that being said, this is the Shadow Ranger Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.